Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about green card solutions and options with the EB-3 visa for students who are in F-1 status. Now, there normally are not a lot of great options for permanent residence for F-1 students. One of the most common pathways is the H-1B visa, although it's a lottery-based system, and there is less. This past year, 2022, there was less than a 35% chance of just getting selected in the lottery. Another option is family-sponsored green cards, but that takes a long time, 5-10 years plus, so it's not an ideal option. I'm John Dorer, and I'm the CEO of Immigration Office Solutions and EB3.work. Our team of immigration professionals and attorneys have helped thousands of foreign national students adjust status from F-1 student visa status to permanent residence in the U.S. through the EB-3 green card program. So in this video, we're going to talk about how we can do that. First of all, what is the EB-3 visa, EB-3 green card? It was created in 1990, and the idea behind it was to allow employers who have chronic labor shortage problems in certain positions to sponsor foreign national workers to come fulfill and fill those jobs that they just cannot fill locally. 10,000 visas are issued for the unskilled category. And in this process, the hardest part for applicants is finding an employer who understands the process and will sponsor them. That's what we do at Immigration Office Solutions and EB3.work. We, on one hand, we work with employers to set up a process for them to have a pipeline of workers coming in on a predictable basis, and allows them to continue with their expansion, with their growth. That means they don't have to cut hours or close stores if they're unable to staff them, because they have a long-term plan. And we help the foreign national applicants through the immigration process with our team of professionals and attorneys. So we match the applicant with an employer who will want to sponsor them, and we handle the whole green card process. It takes about 18 months altogether until the applicant can start work. And normally there's a 1-year commitment, at least, for the applicant to work for their sponsoring employer. The benefits of the EB-3 green card program: number one, it's relatively speaking low cost. In many cases, much less than the cost of 1-year tuition for an F-1 student. Number two, it is predictable, and by that I mean there's a much higher chance of approval versus temporary visa categories like the H-1B or the H-2B. And finally, it's an efficient process. It's quicker than almost all of the green card processes. In this case, it takes about 18 months. For the first workers to come through, and then as fast as 12 months thereafter. What are the steps in the EB-3 green card process? Basically 4 steps. We'll kind of go into a little bit of detail on each one. This is an overview. Perm labor certification is step 1. I-140 filing with USCIS is step 2. Adjustment of status to permanent residence is step 3. And then the 1-year minimum employment commitment is step 4. So let's go into a little bit of detail on step 1. So this is where the employer who is having a hard time finding workers advertises the position to U.S. workers, and if there are none available, files the perm labor certification attesting that they cannot find local U.S. workers. Step 2, after the perm is approved, is the I-140 filing with USCIS. This takes just about a month. We always use premium processing. And in this stage, both the applicant and employer provide proof to immigration that they both meet the minimum requirements. The third step is adjustment of status from temporary F-1 student to permanent resident of the U.S. It takes about 6 months, and the I-485 petition, along with the temporary work permit and travel permit, is filed with USCIS. After the green card is issued, or as soon as the temporary work permit is issued, the applicant can start work for the sponsoring employer. We're going to go over 3 reasons why the EB-3 program works. Number 1, it really helps employers continue their growth and continue to stay in business. Think about restaurants, dishwashers, servers, hosts, cooks. These are the positions that are companies are unable to fill and get filled by those who want to enter the program. So if you're in a student visa right now and you're interested, you'll basically go through the process. You'll get your permanent residence. You'll work for at least 1 year for your sponsor, and then you'll be a free permanent resident in the U.S. Let's look at number 2. Really reasonable processing times for the whole green card process. About 18 months in total, much faster than almost every other program. And the fee is very, very affordable and reasonable, considering that the end result is permanent residence, a 10-year green card in the U.S. For less than the cost, usually much less than 1 year tuition. So just to kind of summarize, this is a program where students in F-1 status can find a sponsor through our company. They pay for the applicant pays for their immigration process. It takes about 18 months. And at the end of the process, they're a permanent resident of the U.S. They fulfill their 1 year requirement of work with the sponsor, and then either can continue with the sponsor or just continue or switch careers and continue their life in the U.S. Next steps, contact us to see if you qualify. That basically the 2 criteria: you cannot have done anything unauthorized with your student visa, such as work. So you cannot have violated your student visa status, and you cannot have engaged in more than 6 months of unauthorized employment. Then you'll select from our current job openings and start your EB-3 green card process. I hope this was helpful. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thanks.